S be a non-empty subset of a group G. So G is some group and S is a non-empty subset of group G. Suppose this G is some group and here this S is a non-empty subset. So it is just only subset. And we say that any subgroup H which is generated by S. So any subgroup H is called any subgroup which is generated by S. So a subgroup H of G, so which is generated by S. It means H is generated by S. If it satisfy two properties, property number 1, so S is a part of H, so that is clear. This is from definition. Property number 2, if K is some subgroup of G, if K is subgroup of group G and K containing S, then it means K also containing H. Then what it means? It means H is a smallest subgroup containing S. So what is it means? If I am taking any K subgroup which containing S, then this K also containing H, then it means H is a smallest subgroup of K containing S. So what it means? It means this H which is generated by S. So what is this? It is a smallest subgroup of group G which is containing S. So what is the definition of H generated by S? So H generated by S means it is the smallest subgroup of G containing S. So remember that. Now the next result is generated by S can be written as product of x1 x2 element xn. So this is a product of finite elements, n is finite. So either xi or xi inverse, this belongs to S. So this is my aim. My aim is the generated by S is a set which consisting product of finite element of S. So what is my claim? We claim that this H is, if I write it as H, so what is H? H is equal to generated by S. H is equal to generated by S. So this is a H and I want to prove that H is generated by S. This set is equal to generated by S. So how I will prove that? If I prove it is a smallest subgroup which containing S. So it is a smallest subgroup containing S. So I will prove 3 results. 1, H is a subgroup. Second, it containing S. and third it is a subgroup. So first, to prove it is a subgroup, I take two element A, B belongs to H. So what it means? It means A is a finite product of finite element. So this is a x1, x2, xn, where xi or xi inverse belongs to S. This is first. Second, B, I take y1, y2. So now I am taking ym, and here yj or yj inverse belongs to S, this values. Now from this I take two element which is a product of finite element. So this means this value belongs to this. Now to prove the subgroup, I will take AB inverse. So what is AB inverse? x1, x2, xn into y1, y2 and ym inverse, this values. So it means this can be written as x1, x2 up to xn, and here ym inverse, ym minus 1 inverse, y2 inverse, y1 inverse, this values. So at this place either xi belongs to S or xi inverse belongs to S, and at this place if yj belongs to, yj inverse belongs to S, then it means it inverse raised to power inverse or yj inverse belongs to S. So by definition this belongs to H. So what is H? H is now subgroup of group G. So this is my first step. Second step, S is part of subset of H. So second step is S is a subset of H. So if I take some element which belongs to S, so it implies X can be written as finite product of element of X, so which belongs to H. So it implies clearly S is a part of H. Now to prove it is the smallest subgroup, if I take K is any subgroup of G, it is any subgroup of group G such that K is containing S. Yeah, S is a subset of S. So what is my claim? So my claim is, our claim, if K is containing S, this values, so my claim is H should be a part of K. H should be a part of K. So how I will prove it? I take some A element belongs to H. So what it means? It means A can be written as x1, x2, xn, where xi or xi inverse, it belongs to S. So by this condition, S is part of K. So it implies xy belongs to K. So what is K? K is a subgroup, and subgroup is closed under multiplication. So since K is subgroup, So if it is a subgroup, so it is closed under multiplication. So if it is closed under multiplication, then x1, x2, xn belongs to K. So what is its value? So this value is x. So what it means, its value is A, sorry, this is A. So it means H is part of K. So what we get? We get the element of H, the element of any subgroup generated by S, which is a finite product of element of S. So what is any subgroup which is generated by S? So this element is of this kind, x1, x2, xn, such that this xi or xi inverse belongs to S. So remember this result. So this is a definition of any subgroup generated by any non-empty set. So remember this definition. So we will prove some example so related to this set. As we already proved in the previous, because an is a product of even transpositions. For example, if I take some example, for example, to understand this concept, so we know that Sn, which is a symmetric group, symmetric group of degree n. So this is a symmetric group of degree n, and A is a set of all transpositions, set of all transposition. So this is a set of all transpositions. So clearly Sn is generated by A. Why? If I take any permutation from Sn, so this permutation is a finite product of transpositions. So by generated by S generated by A, so it means by previous theorem Sn is generated by A. So this is some simple example. Now next definition, which is a commutator of a element. If I take this G is some group. So what is G? G is some group. And A, B, these are two element belongs to G. So what is the commutator of these two element? Yeah, A inverse into B inverse, A into B. So this is called commutator of elements A and B. So this is a definition of commutator. So commutator of this kind, A inverse, B inverse, and this is called commutator of A and B. So if I take some set S, so this S means it is A inverse, B inverse, AB, such that for every A, B belongs to G. So what it means? It is a set of all commutator of a group G. So this is a set of all commutator of a group G. So any subgroup generated by S is called, so any subgroup, so it is denoted by G dash. So this is generated by S is called commutator group, derived group या first commutator group. So this is called commutator group, commutator group or derived group. So this is called a derived group. Now we check that the element of a commutator group. If I have G dash, this is a commutator group of G, commutator group. So what is the element of this group, right? Now we know that if commutator of G, S belongs to commutator, then its inverse is also commutator. So if I take some X element belongs to G dash, what is G dash? G dash is generated by S. So this can be written as finite product of x1, x2, xn such that xi or xi inverse belongs to S. Okay. So what is the element of S? Element of S is a commutator. Now if I take xi, this is a ai inverse bi inverse ai bi, then it inverse xi inverse, which is again a inverse b inverse a b, this values ai bi and then inverse. So what is its value? bi inverse, ai inverse, bi and ai. So what it is again commutator. So inverse of any commutator is again commutator. It means if xi belongs to S, then its inverse belongs to S. If xi inverse belongs to S, then xi belongs to S. So there is no distinction between these two elements. So what it means? It means if I have some element x belongs to G dash, so what is x? X is a finite product of commutator. Just remember, finite product of commutator of G, commutator of G, commutator of group G. This is simple. So here inverse is removed because inverse is also commutator. So we will remove that. So it is a simple finite product of the commutator of group G. So remember the definition of G dash. So what is G dash? G dash is the set of finite product of commutator of a group G. So just remember this values, group G. So this is a G dash or. So next theorem is, if G be a group and G dash is a commutator subgroup of a group G, then prove that G is a normal subgroup, number 1. Number 2, if G by H is a abelian, then this H containing G dash. What is G dash? It is a commutator subgroup. Now to prove this result. So prove first part, G dash is a subgroup, we know that. And second, to prove it is a normal. So consider x belongs to G and G belongs to G, x belongs to G dash. So by definition, it implies x is a finite product of commutator of G. So I write it as xn. So where xi, which is equal to ai inverse, bi inverse, ai bi, and ai and bi belongs to G, this values. Now to prove it is a normal, I prove that G inverse x into G, it should be belongs to G dash. So what is G inverse? This is a G inverse, this values, and then x, so this is the x1, x2 and xn, this values, and into G. What is this value? This value is equal to G inverse x1, and at this place I write identity G inverse G, which is equal to G inverse x2 G, and so on up to G inverse xn G, this values are. So this is our values. Now what is this G inverse xig? So G inverse xig can be written as G inverse ai inverse, bi inverse and ai and bi, this values, into G. So just substitute the value of this values, so we get this values. Now to prove that it is a commutator, so it is a commutator of group V, so this can be written as, so first G inverse ai, and then I write it as G inverse ai inverse into G inverse. So this is as identity, this identity. So it will become G inverse aig. And next is after that ai inverse. So this is ai inverse. Again I write at this place, it act as identity. So it act as identity, this can be again write it as G into G inverse. And after that ai, this is a first G inverse ai inverse. So here it is a bi inverse, and then the next value is G into G inverse, and next is ai, again G into G inverse, next is B I, and next is G, this values. Now write it as first value, first, second, third and fourth. Now what is its value? This value can be written as G inverse aig raised to power -1, and this value is again G inverse bi into G raised to power -1, and here it is a G inverse ai into G. Here it is a G inverse bi into G, this values. Now this value belongs to G. This value belongs to H, because this is a G belongs to G, AI belongs to G, this G belongs to G. So this belongs to G, this values, this element. Again this element belongs to G, and this value is equal to, and this values. So what it becomes? It becomes alpha I inverse, beta I inverse, alpha I into beta I, where alpha I is equal to G inverse AI into G, and beta I is equal to G inverse BI into G. Both element belongs to G. So what is this? It is again a commutator of G. So this is a commutator of G, this is a commutator of G, so this is a commutator of G. So it is a finite product of commutator of G. So it means it belongs to G dash. So if it belongs to G dash, then G dash is a normal subgroup of group G. So it implies G inverse XG, it belongs to G dash. So it implies G dash is a normal subgroup, which is a normal subgroup. So remember, second step, every commutator is a normal subgroup. Now second part, let G by H, this is a abelian group. So its element commute. So its element are HA into BH type, so they commute. So it means AH into BH is equal to BH into AH, this values, if and only if, because it is a abelian. And for every AB belongs to G, remember that. So if and only if, this value can be written as ABH, which is equal to BAH, this values. And if and only if, this values. So this value can be written as AB inverse into BA belongs to H. So what it means? It means this product B inverse A inverse into BA belongs to H. So what it means? It means G dash is a part of H. Why? Because it is a commutator. Commutator belongs to G dash and it is a subgroup. So commutator belongs to this values. So every commutator is a part of H. If every commutator is a part of H, then it means G dash belongs to H. And same in a reverse way, it implies G dash is part of H. So commutator belongs to H. It satisfies this condition, then this condition, then this condition. It means G by H is abelian. So this is a first and second part. So this is a very important result. Now next theorem is, if a group is commutative, a group G is commutative, group G is abelian. This is a abelian if and only if its commutator consisting only identity element. So it is a two-way part. So first solutions, let G be a abelian group. If G be a abelian group, So by definition of commutative, AB is equal to BA for every AB belongs to G. So it implies, this is a, if I take this values, so it implies B inverse A inverse belongs to BA inverse into AB is equal to identity. It implies A inverse B inverse AB equal to identity for every AB belongs to G. It means every commutator is identity. So if every commutative is identity, so product of identity is again identity. So our let X belongs to G dash, so it implies X is finite product of commutator of G, commutator of G. So it implies it is equal to identity, because every commutator is identity, so it implies identity. So what we get? We get G dash consisting only identity element. Now converse part. So in the converse part, the given is let G dash consisting only identity element. So as we know that commutator A inverse B inverse AB, it belongs to G dash for every AB belongs to G. What its value? It is only identity element. So it implies A inverse B inverse AB is equal to identity. So it implies BA inverse AB equal to identity. It implies AB equal to BA for every AB belongs to G. So it implies this G is a abelian group. So remember that to prove a group is abelian, so just prove that its commutator group consisting only identity element. So this is our result.